Hey everyone, it's Ann from What's Up Family Home, and today I'm going to make taco stuffed peppers. This was a video that I saw Mandy in the making make, and it was so good. We are doing low carb, and I thought this would be a good recipe to make, and I was a little leery because I don't really like raw green peppers, but I cooked them a little bit longer than they were supposed to be, and this was so good. So I'm so glad I made this video so I can show you guys how I made it. Trust me, you've got to try it. So I'm just taking 4 bell peppers and cutting them in half and taking out the seeds and the membranes. Okay, I've got my peppers in the baking dish, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water to help steam the peppers in the microwave. I did put my peppers in there for 7 or 8 minutes. I think it was 8 minutes, but they still weren't quite soft enough for me, so while the oven was preheating, I just stuck them in the oven until I got the filling ready, and it worked out perfect. The recipe did not call for an onion, but I love onions, so I took a half of an onion and chopped it up in chunks, and I added it to my ground beef. I had an extra bell pepper that wouldn't fit in the pan, so I went ahead and chopped that one up and added it to the ground beef as well. Okay, I'm going to squeeze in a little avocado oil, add my peppers and onions, and then add the ground beef. I wanted to make some kind of a side dish. I don't have a recipe. I just put the rice cauliflower in the microwave per the directions. Then I had some peppers and onions cooking, and I'm just stirring that around with the peppers and onions, and then I'll add a few other things as I go along. I'm going to use my home canned salsa. I used 1 cup. Well, I started out using 1 cup, and I mixed it in with the rice, but it didn't really look like it was enough, so I added just a little bit more in. I didn't measure it, but then I stirred it around and cooked it a little bit longer. Now I've got the ground beef, and I'm adding the taco seasoning. That's just what I had in my cabinet. I usually use a packet of it, but that one was really good too. And I'm just going to add that little bit of salsa that was left in the jar that I put in the rice. I then added just a little bit of water and stirred that up and let that cook a little bit longer to absorb all the flavors of the taco seasoning. Okay, so that cooked just for a few minutes with the seasoning in there. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of sour cream. I'm going to add that and mix that all up. This was really interesting. I don't think I've ever had a recipe where I put the sour cream in with the ground beef mixture, but it was really good. This was a really unique flavor. And I'm also going to add a cup of salsa in there. It called for a cup, but I don't think I had quite a cup left over. I think I used most of it in my rice. But I'm just going to add that to the sour cream and the ground beef and just mix that up really well. And the last thing to add is a cup of cheese. I added some pepper jack because that's my favorite. And then I just mixed it up, and now it's time to stuff the peppers. Okay, I'm going to stuff the peppers with the mixture. It was a little bit runny, so I tried to get most of the meat in the peppers, and I added the rest of the sauce into the rice, and it was really good. And then I topped it with cheese and baked it in the oven on 350 for about 30 minutes. Okay, here they are fresh out of the oven, and they smell divine. Okay, they're out of the oven and cooled a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and make my plate. This was wonderful. You will really have to make it. And now my cauliflower rice, it was good too. I'll have to try and put my recipe down below, even though I just made it up as I went along. But I'm also going to add some sour cream to it and also some of the salsa. And that just sent it over the top, especially when I put my queso on. It's just some sliced cheese and some green chilies and a little bit of milk. I will link the recipe in the description box below, and I will also leave Mandy in the makings video down below as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you try the recipe and let me know if you did, and comment down below. And I will see you again in the next video.